Alright, sports fans, I'm back. I went down to the whistle stop and got more of this 20 thousandths brass rod, $1.99 a package. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the floor. I went ahead and cleaned this floor using the simple green and electric toothbrush like I showed you in the previous video. The way this thing is set up, there's only a few spots on the floor that you'll need to tap. You'll need to tap the two motor mount bolster, power truck bolster screws. Again, they're already drilled the size, so just run the tap through them. I wasn't thinking, and I tapped these without the video player running, so they've already been tapped, so I'm just pointing them out to you here. These two, tap these all the way through. Then on the trailing truck hole, on the pivot hole and mounting hole, there's a that needs to be threaded. It's the little raised circle. Alright, now the one that you got to tap here that is probably the most delicate, that you don't want to overdo, is the coupler mount. These coupler pockets are designed for the KD short shank coupler that has the whiskers on the edge of the coupler that center it, not the type that have the brass centering plate. This coupler box is too narrow for that brass plate, but it's made specifically for that type of coupler that has the little whiskers on it. Look at the product description and shapeways for the number of that coupler. When you go to tap these coupler ones, run your tap in, and when you feel it bottom out, stop. Don't keep going or you'll strip the threads right out of it. You don't want to do that. At that point you'll wind up having to glue your coupler in, and you sure don't want that. Alright, so that's about it for the floor. After you've tapped it, go ahead and switch back to the drill bit number 7 out of that Harbor Freight kit, the one that's going to be just right for the 20 thousandths grab iron material. And on the design of this, I gotta flip my chuck around. On the design of this car, the step locations on the car have the holes large enough that you don't have to pre-drill them because they're not visible. It didn't matter if they were large or not, because I left the ones for just handholds, the visible ones, very small, so that people didn't have to put the handholds on if they didn't want to. But the step locations are big enough to put the 20 thousandths wire in with no modification. So when you do these ones, they're close to the edge, so try not to blow out the hole and push it out the front of the anti-climber. Yeah, there's a handhold on either corner, right above the step, the end steps, I mean. So just go ahead and run them down in. You don't have to go all the way through if you don't want to. You can trim your handhold to length and pop it in there. So go ahead and glue those in. Make some steps. The steps under the operator's door, the small door on the side. These steps are supposed to be a double step, like two rungs. I have been just making them out of a single rung though, just for the sake of not having a delicate double step hanging down. It's something that I'll surely break as I put on the layout, but make it out of something that you want to have there. If you want it to be prototypically correct though, a double step. Alright, I'll come back in a little while and show you the progress. While I washed this, I also washed the side frames. These are prototype side frames that they're going to differ just slightly from the ones for the Bowser drive, and that these mounting peg locations are going to be a little wider so that they keep the side frames further out from the wheels, but these will be okay for me for now. I'll glue them in place so they don't rub the wheels. Anyway, I'll come back in a few.